Buying from eBay is not always straightforward. Like, we found this nice Lenovo ThinkPad, which have an LCD issue. Basically, it produced a picture, it just was no backlight at all, so no bright picture, just the shadows. So I already ordered a new screen, but my wife told me maybe we should check if it's got any power. And there is the tiny thing is the fuse for the backlight. And now I'm checking with continuity and looks like this fuse is blown. Now I'm checking the next capacitor to ground, and it's not fully shorted, but this beeping is have a very low resistance, and it's all around the place, so it's jumping up and down. Now there is a reason why usually I'm not working on Friday afternoon, close to evening, because sometimes I'm not thinking straight, and this video will be a perfect demonstration of this. Alright, so I tried to check the capacitance, nothing came up. I tried to check to short. As you can see, it's all around the place. So yeah, I thought it's the best thing if we just take off these things and let's see how's it go. We can test out of the circuit, and it's gonna be much easier. The fuse is definitely gone. Now I burned my shell with display connectors, so I tried to protect this one. Basically, this is a cheap Kapton tape, a little bit thicker. I'm using double because when you're using 400 degrees, one Kapton tape is not always the solution. 2 could be enough. To remove these small components, you can use hot air, but again, the display connector is very close by. And this is a cheap one, so it's probably gonna peel off. So what I'm gonna do, I'm using the solder iron and a low melt solder, and basically just put 2 drops on each of side, and after I try to warm up together. Let's see how it goes. 1 drop, 2 drop, and a little protection for the display connector, because I'm gonna push that way. And it's done. No display connector harmed in the process. We can take a look on the capacitor later, but let's check the 2 sides. It's still all around the place. Now probably you are screaming already, what could be the problem? But I still don't have the slightest idea. Anyhow, the fuse is definitely gone, so that must go. Using the same process. The only slight difference, in this case, sometimes it's a little bit harder to heat. The small component, but the plate where it's connecting is a little bit more, so well, sometimes it's hard to heat up. Let's see how this one is going. Small drop. It's gonna work. Small drop. Yep. One side, two side. One. And yeah, it just needed a little extra solder. Now it's stuck a little bit there. I believe so. It's hard to see in the microscope, so let's just make sure. Yep, that one's a solder covered fuse. Fuse there. Pun intended. Alright, just get it off nicely. Get it off nicely. Oops. Okay, so first rule, disconnect the battery. Let's take a closer look again. That was spark, alright. Alright, so we disconnected the battery, which should be the first step. And now we start the cleanup process. Now, because the battery was connected previously, that's probably is a reason why I got this crazy measurements. Now, where can you get a good fuse? In this case, I'm using a nice fuse from a Sony TV board. This one has a graphic chip issue, so it's not gonna be fixed, but we can get off the firmware and also other components which are perfectly good. Only the graphic processor is that, basically. It's a verge of dying. Alright. By the way, this capacitor is good as in PlayStation 5 as well. So if you get your hand on one, you have an extra. It's a lot of things what you can get off. Alright, it's not gonna be my loveliest soldering techniques, but it definitely will be connected. One side is done, let's take on the other one. I think it should be fine, but it's very easy to test. If you warm up the left side and it's not moving, then yeah, it's definitely hold. Oh, by the way, if you're using low melt solder on high temperature, it looks like burn, but don't worry about it. I checked the capacitors if I was already there, it was perfect. It was around 15 or 20 microfarads, so that's alright. So this is why you can see these burn marks. It's basically just the flux residue. I can use lower temperature, but you know, time is money. And we can clean up after nicely. One side, two side. With capacitors it's much easier. If you warm up one side, it actually can melt on the other side as well. With fuse, usually not. Alright. After a little cleanup, I connected the battery again and take a quick look.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, Punk?
So, is the original LCD really has an issue, or it just was a blown fuse all along? Yep, it just was a fuse. Alright, I can send back this LCD. That's for today. See you next time.
We hope you've been enjoying our videos, and if you do, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot to us and enables us to dedicate more time to creating content like this. If there's anything specific you'd like to see, feel free to leave a comment, and we'll do our best to make it happen. Until next time, take care.